Okay, you have definitely seen that little C logo patch everywhere. I mean, from construction sites to the most exclusive fashion runways. But how in the world did Carhartt, the toughest workwear in America, become this global style icon? Well, today we're unraveling a story that's every bit as durable as its famous duck canvas. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the brand's kind of split personality, then dig into its rock-solid workwear roots. From there, we'll see how it made this wild jump into streetwear, watch the birth of work in progress, and finally, uncover the secret to how it just stays so cool. So, first things first, to really get Carhartt, you've got to wrap your head around this central puzzle. It is one brand, but it's living two totally different lives at the exact same time. See, in the United States, Carhartt is the absolute uniform for blue-collar authenticity. It's tough, no-frills gear for people who actually build and make things. But then you hop across the Atlantic to Europe or Asia, and that same logo, it's a symbol of cutting-edge urban style, the badge of cool for skaters, DJs, and die-hard streetwear fans. So the question is, how does that even happen, right? How does one brand become the king of both the construction site and the nightclub? To figure that out, we have to go way back, over 100 years ago, right to the heart of industrial America. Yeah, this whole story, it all goes back to the brand's completely unshakable foundation, one that was forged specifically for the American worker. And the origin story is about as humble and hardworking as the clothes themselves. I mean, picture it. It's Detroit, peak industrial age. We're talking steel, steam, locomotives everywhere. And in this tiny loft, a guy named Hamilton Carhartt gets to work with basically nothing. His mission was just so simple and so powerful. You know, after a few early stumbles, he actually went out and talked to railroad engineers to find out what they really needed. The result was gear that was truly built to last, all under this simple promise of quality and fairness. And when you look at this timeline, you realize Carhartt's history is America's industrial history. From those first bib overalls for railroad guys and the legendary Chore Coat, to outfitting soldiers in 2 world wars, and then protecting workers on the ridiculously tough Alaska pipeline, this brand earned its reputation in the real world. Okay, so with that super rugged blue-collar identity locked in, how did Carhartt find its way into street culture? Well, here's the key, and it's the most important part. The company didn't plan it at all. The streets chose Carhartt. Yeah, this whole crossover thing, it was completely organic. In an era full of flashy, disposable trends, different subcultures started looking for something real, you know? Something that would last. And they found it in Carhartt. It was cheap, it was basically indestructible, and most importantly, it wasn't trying to be cool, which, of course, made it the coolest thing you could wear. And you really saw this happen right across the board. Hip-hop icons, skaters, graffiti artists, all these groups needed clothes that could actually take a beating on the city streets. Carhartt just became their unofficial uniform, a true symbol of real-world grit. Now, this growing underground buzz, especially over in Europe, it did not go unnoticed. It caught the attention of this one very, very smart German entrepreneur. And his idea, well, it would change the future of the brand forever. And this brings us to the birth of Carhartt WIP, or work in progress. So in 1994, this guy, Edwin Fa, gets the license to sell Carhartt in Europe. But here's the brilliant part. He didn't just sell the American stuff. He created a whole new division to tweak it and adapt it for a much more fashion-conscious crowd. Faye's strategy was just a masterclass. Step 1, get the rights. Check. Step 2, change the fits, make them slimmer, more modern. Then he started designing totally unique collections. And then, the most crucial step of all, he gave back. He reinvested the money directly into the culture that embraced the brand in the first place. So instead of blowing money on boring ad campaigns, Faye funneled it right back to the scene. He sponsored skate teams, he funded music projects, he supported artists. This wasn't marketing, it was participation. And it earned Carhartt WIP a level of street cred that you just can't buy. And that brings us to today, where these two sides of Carhartt, the original workwear and the slick work in progress, they don't just exist next to each other. They actually make each other stronger. This table really shows the secret sauce. It's this perfect symbiotic loop.
The original US brand provides the authentic, rugged heritage that gives WIP its soul. And in return, WIP provides all the cultural relevance and hype that keeps the entire Carhartt brand feeling fresh and cool. One hand washes the other. It's genius.
And the success of this two-pronged approach has been just massive. I mean, today, Carhartt WIP isn't some little niche thing. It's a global powerhouse in its own right, sold in over 2,500 stores with its own flagship spots in style capitals from London to Tokyo. So how does WIP keep that hype going? A huge piece of the puzzle is smart collaborations. I mean, this list of partners is literally a who's who of streetwear and high fashion. As WIP's co-founder perfectly puts it, they flirt with other brands. It keeps things creative, it keeps things fun, and it keeps them evolving. So, when you step back, Carhartt has somehow mastered this incredible balancing act between authentic heritage and cultural hype for decades. But you have to wonder, right? In today's world of fast fashion, where trends move at lightning speed, can that perfect harmony last forever? Or does the hype eventually risk swallowing the heritage? For now, it's a story that is very much still a work in progress.